Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura if you're new here, and today I've got some books to haul. So like many of us, I'm sure, I may have gone just slightly overboard with the book buying during quarantine. Yep. I'm looking at my piles of books that I have here, and I don't think I realized just how many books I bought until I saw them all in front of me, which if you see behind me all of the very many gaps that I have on my shelf right now because all the books are right here. Yeah, there's a lot of books, for me at least. Like, I don't normally buy that many books. I did over the last few months. Oops! So I was going to try to organize these by like where I bought them, but to be honest, I don't really remember where they're all from. So they're either from Book Depository, Indigo, Amazon, my local used bookstore, or Value Village. They come from one of those places, so let's get started. I also don't remember the order that I purchased these books in, so these are in a completely random order. Whatever I happen to grab first off of this pile. Cool. So, we'll start with The Hunger Games by Suzanne. I already had this series, but I had the first book in softcover and the other two in hardback, and it was driving me crazy for years, but I finally found the right edition of the hardback of the first one, and so I was able to finally have like a proper matching set, and it brings me so much joy because it was making me angry for so long. For like almost 10 years. So very happy that I finally have this one. On a similar note, I also got the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne. This is the prequel to The Hunger Games. I'm sure we all know what this is, so moving on. I love it. It's so pretty. Haven't read it yet because, you know, that's just how it goes, right? We buy all of these books and then we don't read them. Why do we do this? Why? The Sword in the Stars by Amy Rose Capetta and Cori McCarthy. This one I think is actually my most recent purchase. I got it I think last week or the week before, something like that. But this one is the sequel to Once and Future, which is like one of my favorite books ever. I loved it. Again, still have not read this one. Why am I like this? But this cover, stunning. For some reason when I pictured this book in my head, it was always blue, not purple, but like is actually purple. It's gorgeous. I'm very happy. And like, look how gorgeous these spines are together. And like, they just complement each other so well. And I'm so pleased. Thank you, book gods. I also got Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This one, I know this one was from Value Village, so I got it for $6. Hell yeah, and it's the hardback, and it's really cool. I had no idea how cool this book looked. Big fan. I'm gonna have to read this one soon because I'm so intrigued by what's happening in here, what is going on. I don't know, but I like it. Half Bad by Sally Green. This one I have also read. Same reason for The Hunger Games. I had the first book in softcover and the last two in hardback, and it was driving me nuts. So now I have this one in hardback as well, and I therefore have a matching complete collection of this trilogy. Yay! The Storm of Life by Amy Rose Capetta. This is a sequel to The Brilliant Death, which is also one of my favorite books of all time. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Amy Rose Capetta. Still haven't read this though. I suck. I've actually like made set TBRs for like readathons and stuff like that, I think 3 times with this book, and then just not gotten around to it. So I don't know what my deal is, but I need to get to this. I need to, and yet I have not. Why? I also got the last 3 books in the Twilight Saga. I don't own the first book, but Value Village didn't have the first book and like a good copy. It did have a copy, but it would look like crap, and I didn't want it. So I just got these 3. Yeah, I don't know why. I just wanted to have them on my shelves again, because when I was like 17, I was like, these books are trash. And I got rid of them, and I have regretted it ever since, because even though these books are indeed trash, I still want to have them on my shelf because they're nostalgic. And I loved these books so much when I was younger that even though I now recognize that they are horrible books for many reasons, they still bring me some kind of joy, you know what I mean? It's complicated, but I got these ones. I also got The Wicked King by Holly Black. I did also get The Queen of Nothing, but that one hasn't arrived yet. I was waiting for it to arrive before I filmed this, but honestly it's been, I think, like 2 months since I bought it and it still hasn't arrived, so I just said screw it, and I'm doing it now. Now, with my luck, it'll probably arrive like tomorrow or something, but whatever. So this one, I have now read this one. Shockingly, I actually read a book that I purchased. When did that ever happen? Big fan. Big fan. Loved this. It was great. House of Dragons by Jessica Cluess. I don't normally buy new releases if it's an author that I don't know that I love already, which I did try reading her other series, I forget what it's called right now, and I didn't like it. But this one sounds really good, and it was on Book Depository for like $12, so I got it on an impulse. I hope I like it. The Toll by Neal Shusterman. This is book 3 of the Arc of a Scythe series, which is the finale of it. So far, I've only read the first book in that series, but I wanted to wait until I got this one before reading the second one, because that way I can binge it if I want to. But you know, I've had this book for like 2 months and I still haven't even thought about picking up the second book, so I'll get there eventually, you know? One book at a time, it's all good. This also drives me nuts because it's shorter than the first 2 books that I have, and I'm very mad about it. What can you do, eh? Before the Devil Breaks You and King of Crows by Libba Bray. These are books 3 and 4 in the Diviner series. These are also shorter than the first 2 books. I just want to have matching sets. Why is that so difficult? I really don't ask for much. I just want to have all of my books in the same series be the same height. But no. Can't have that. These 2 I have not yet read. I am planning on it very soon though, I hope. Since we're getting into spooky time, I'll probably have them done by like around Halloween, I would imagine. But very excited to have these, even though they're shorter. I also got Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, which I thought this book was a lot bigger than it is. It's only like 300 and something pages. I thought it was like a 600-page book. Apparently it's not, but this cover is gorgeous. I love it. I hope that I like this first book and then I can get like the rest of these books in these beautiful editions one day. I also got the Winternight trilogy, which includes The Bear and the Nightingale, The Girl in the Tower, and The Winter of the Witch. I've read the first book. I read it I think late last year, and I picked up the second book a couple days ago, but I got distracted and put it back down, as I frequently do. It's fine. But these are some of the most stunning covers that I have ever seen. They're gorgeous. I love them. Look at those spines. They're so nice. Oh, so happy. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I have never read a Jay Kristoff book before, which I need to remedy desperately, so I got this one. I want this one to be my very first Jay Kristoff book because I've heard the most about it, so this one will be part of my I finally read that series that I do. Yeah, so I got that one. Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra, Clare, and a bunch of others. This is a book of short stories told from Simon's perspective in the Mortal Instruments series. I loved this book. Didn't think I was going to. I've been putting it off for the last 4 years. I didn't even own it until recently because I just really didn't want to read it. But I finally bought it and I read it and I loved it. Actually, it's probably like one of my favorite books in this world. So that's good. I also got Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the newest book in the Shadowhunter world. I'm dreading this one less. I was dreading it for a long time, but reading the other book really made me like want to read these because James seems like an absolute cinnamon roll and I really want him to be happy forever. So again, have not read this book yet because I suck, but I'll get to it eventually. I also got a bind-up of the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe so far, and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm hoping that the rest of the series will be really good. I'm not a huge fan of this cover, but I do like the spine. The spine's pretty cool. Not a huge fan of the like movie tie-in, but that's okay. And finally, the last book that I got was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I already owned The Starless Sea, which I desperately want to read, but I want to read this one first so that way I can kind of see how her writing has grown. So I found this one for like $10 at my favorite used bookstore, and look at the title, Rainbow. Ah, I love it. It's so nice. So that concludes my quarantine book haul. Did I buy too many books? Yes. Do I regret it? Not even a little bit. Books are one thing that make me so incredibly happy, and especially during this time, we all need a little bit of happiness. So get it wherever you can, right? So, you know, maybe it wasn't the most responsible decision of me to buy a bunch of books while I didn't have a job during shutdown, but here we are. I regret absolutely nothing. But that'll about do it for today. If you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye!